Mark hated the one-on-one monthly sessions with his manager. These feedback sessions where his manager kept telling him what could go wrong. He kept telling him what he did not do right and why he was not able to produce the best results in the last 1 month. Mark knew that he worked hard. Yes, he knew he wasn't perfect, but he knew he worked hard and he learned and put a lot of effort. If only his manager would be able to acknowledge that. But he never did. And so Mark, like most other employees, hated these so-called feedback sessions with his managers. Like Mark is not alone in this. So many employees dislike going into feedback sessions. So many managers, in fact, dislike giving feedback sessions. Whereas every single workplace survey has always shown that employees love to know how to improve and get better with their work. So why is this gap happening? It's simply because a lot of times managers, instead of giving feedback, end up criticizing without really knowing that they are criticizing. Criticism creates a negative impact, whereas feedback creates a positive impact. So if you as a manager, you as a leader, you as a supervisor, how do you know whether you are criticizing or you're giving feedback? Here are a few points that can work out as a quick checklist for you to reflect after a feedback session and know whether it's been criticism or feedback. Has the conversation been one way or has it been two way? If it's been one way, with you telling the other person what all actually should have happened and you've not got a lot of inputs nor questions from the other person, then it's probably been more a criticism session than a feedback session. Another checklist question to ask yourself: at the end of that session, has that person felt more demotivated or motivated? If the person has actually felt demotivated, where they feel more demoralized and they feel that they are not able to do anything properly, it may be been more a criticism. Feedback helps motivate and increases the morale of the other person. Here's another checkpoint for you. Have I been general in my points and been generic in telling the other person how their personality and in general how their qualities do not work at the workplace? Or have I been specific with data and with specific facts and details to tell them when, what they did and how they did that created a negative impact? Criticism a lot of times is generic, whereas feedback is very specific and very data oriented. Here's another checkpoint. Have I been blaming the other person or have I helped the other person take ownership? A lot of times people walk away from your feedback session by feeling like a victim, where they feel that they have been blamed for all the mistakes that have happened. Vis-a-vis an actual feedback session that is not criticism, people would walk in with a sense of ownership towards solutions and wanting to solve things and wanting to move forward. Keeping some of these checkpoints in mind, you can always reflect and you can say, did I end up criticizing? Did I end up giving feedback? And oh, here's one last checkpoint. Did I only point out mistakes? Or did I also tell what the other person did well? Criticism is usually about just pointing out mistakes, whereas feedback can be both positive and negative. We are so used to catching people doing things wrong that we do not catch people doing things right. Hence, the next time you end up wanting to have those feedback sessions with your subordinates, have the session, reflect on that conversation, ask these checkpoints, and if you're not able to answer them on the side of the feedback, it's time for you to start practicing a few of these simple techniques that will help you have more positive, productive, resourceful and meaningful conversations with your subordinates and team members, and also help them perform better at work while building a better relationship with you after the feedback session. This is Revati Turuga from the Leadership Unlocked channel. Like, share, subscribe and keep coming back. Thank you.